Jake here for American Trucks, and today I'm taking a look at the Proven Ground Premium Neoprene Front and Rear Seat Covers in black, fitting 2015 to 2020 F-150 Super Cabs and Super Cruise. If you work your truck hard, you know how dirty your seats can get, and picking up a set of seat covers is an excellent way to keep your truck's interior protected and looking good for a long time to come. Now, these covers from Proven Ground bring some serious durability to the table, along with a nice clean look, some added comfort, and one of the lowest prices in the category. Seat covers are a hard thing to get right sometimes, but when they are done right, it's amazing what a positive difference they can make. And these covers stick pretty close to an OEM style, making for a nice clean look even if the rest of your interior isn't black. And because you get a full front and rear set here, we don't have everything up on the table obviously, but since you have a full front and rear set here, everything is gonna match really nice. And since these are also a direct fit, they're gonna include headrest covers, and they include accessibility for your side impact airbags and your seat adjustments as well. So there's no need to be concerned with safety or usability of the seats. In fact, I'd wager that having these seat covers on will even make your seats more comfortable and usable. And before we get into the details of the construction, it's worth taking a moment here to point out that in addition to the neoprene cover up top, there's also a nice thick foam padding inside here under the skin of the covers. Now, this stuff features 4-layer construction and is going to help improve your overall seat comfort. So if you regularly put in long days in the saddle, you might want these covers for that reason alone. And if your seat is a little worn out on the padding side, maybe on that bolster from getting in and out, these can help offset that issue without having to take the seat apart or replace the cushion. Now it's time that we talk about the material. And the prevailing material here is that neoprene. Now, this is really the star of the show. This stuff is all kinds of cool and useful. Not only does it offer good looks, but there's also protection in weatherproofing and UV resistance baked in. Now, neoprene is a material that's commonly found in diving suits and other waterproof garments, and there's good reason for utilizing that here. It's water and mildew resistant, plus it offers a soft feel with some good breathability. So if you get dirty on the job or on your weekends, you don't have to worry about ruining your truck's seats. Neoprene is also easy to clean, and it's going to keep the seats well protected. So you're going to be able to ward off stains, water damage, any other type of abuse that you can throw at your seats. This is an excellent material if you work or play hard with your truck. You can enjoy what you're doing with the peace of mind that you aren't going to ruin your seats. Now, you also get overall 4-layer construction, plus some reinforced seams on the inside as well. So these are going to last a while and they're going to wear very well overall. Pricing comes in at around $300, making them just about the most affordable set of front and rear covers on the market for these trucks. Now again, you're getting a lot of protection and solid construction here, so I definitely would call these a good buy. Plus, they're going to keep that OEM style, so people may not even realize at first that you even have seat covers on. Installation gets a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter. It should only take you about 30 minutes to get these installed. Now, they come in separate pieces, obviously, for the front and the rear. The rear comes in a couple of separate pieces, but everything is really easy to do. You've got Velcro built in, plus some additional clips. And again, more Velcro up here for your headrests. This is a really simple process that doesn't even require tools to speak of, and everything just slides on in place and attaches securely. And to show you how to get it all on your truck, let's throw it over to one of our AT customers.
All right, so the first step is you're going to need to lean the seat back so you have room to remove the headrest. You have a tab on the side, push the tab in, tab on the other side, push them each in, and then lift it up and out. Next step is to open up the seat. Place it in the general position, take the back, and slide it over the top. You just want to snug it up, make sure things are straight, square. Make sure you put the left and the right on correctly. This has a hole for the airbag deployment. Okay, now the next thing is to push these holes around the headrest tabs and poke them underneath them. Okay, the next step is to get these attachments ready. Unclip these 3 clips. One of the things pull these out. It's going to make it easier when you assemble them. Now we got to take these 3 tabs and tuck them between the seat. Another tip, there's like a little bar or something in here. This is going to have to get shoved all the way through the seat onto the other side, and this is I imagine the design is to keep it from coming back out. We're going to tuck the tab, reach back around behind, grab it, just get it down there for now. First step is just to get all 3 down on the back side. And when you're pulling these tabs through, they're actually going to come out behind this flap. So just pull that flap away. Grab it and pull it down. And when you have all 3, go back to the middle tab. And you want to start pulling it down. With your other hand, you want to push this bar through the seat while pulling on the other one. And once you get it started, you kind of want to go back and forth on the tabs so that you kind of pull it evenly so it's coming down uniformly, so you don't get it like kinked in a bind to make it more difficult. All right, the next step is to get the seat tucked in. Of course, make sure the tabs are out, and you have 2 bands over here. Make sure those are outward, and you just overlap it on this. So if you kind of roll it around, make it a little easier. This tab, just push through there. One thing that helps if you're not sure of your location, reach in and touch your 2 fingers. Then that gives you kind of a path to follow then with the part. So now I have it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull and stretch, and what you want, there's a lot of wires, the seat motor and so forth underneath. Be sure you do not attach any of these clips to any wire harnesses. You can stretch this and put it on part of the bottom of the seat structure itself. Now the best tip to feed these is have a helper and push these through while you are down trying to find it. Another option would be to get your wire, make you hook, you can grab it, so forth. Make it a little bit easier. Alright, and one of the things is don't be tempted to wrap it under this rail, which would make it real easy, because then when you move your seat back and forth, it's going to be sliding on the rail and could eventually cut it. So as you can see, it's not easy, but I'm trying to get it above it, and I'm going to pause the camera for a minute so that my assistant can hand it to me. All right, once you get a hold of that, then just like the other side, stretch it out and find a piece of the spring or bracket under the seat. Again, don't put it under, or don't attach it to a wire harness. Okay, finally got that. All right, so now the next step is to get these 3 clips that are up front connected. So we'll route those towards the back. When you're routing these, you want to be aware of, again, the wiring harnesses, brackets. You want to run it so that when you tighten the wire or the cord, you're not going to put anything in a bind. Try to go above all of the components, and that it's not going to rub up against any metal. Okay, there's the first one. Now when you feed these through, like I mentioned earlier, pull this far back so that you can get it through there and be able to catch it. When you go to tighten it, this will be on the clip and you're just going to pull to snug it up. But to make it a lot easier, start with it very long. Again, one person can do this, but a second person would make it a little easier. Yeah, there it is. Clip. Snug it up a little. So we're going to reach from the front side to tighten it up. So if you snug it a little bit, it makes it easier to then grab it again from the front side. All right, now I'm gonna double check it. Looks good. Clip it. Okay, now go back to the front. Bring this up even farther. Double check everything. Start with the middle, reach in and okay, get the tab and pull. Okay. Double check now that it's tightening up where it runs, that you're not putting anything in a bind, pinching any wires. Alright, pull the out closest one to me snug, and then go back to the middle, tug on it. One more time. I done it just a little bit at a time to kind of work it down and across. A little tight in there. Now go to the outside, the far side. Okay. And then the one closest to me. Give it a tug just to make sure. There, you can see good and snug. Alright. And the last thing is we got these 3 tabs here, which will pull the back down. Again, you don't want to put it on any wires, wiring harnesses. Okay, what I found to install these 3 back tabs is there's a hole right there. And then there's that kind of a rectangular spot. And then there's another hole opposite. I found that to be the best place to attach these. They're snug. They're part of the framework of the seat, so they're strong. is quick and easy. Was going to go underneath this wire bundle, so I pulled it off to the side again. I just don't want to take any chances, any rubbing. So this is the back. Slide it over. Okay, move the seat back again so you got room. Okay. You don't have to push the tabs to reassemble it. It goes in by itself. And that's it. That completes the assembly for passenger side front seat. The driver's side is exactly the same. So now we'll get ready to start on the back. I'm going to move both front seats all the way forward, maximize the room. I'm going to clear everything out. I'm going to just take this out so it isn't in the way. We're going to do the double seat first. We will be starting with the back. First thing we'll do, clip the clips so that they are ready. This is the bottom seat. Get it ready by unclipping the clips. On the top portion of the seat, it has a Velcro attachment. We'll start with the top. So we will prepare to assemble it. And the first step is again to remove these headrests, push in the two tabs, lift up, and remove. And again, push in the two tabs, up, and remove. Remove this one. Okay. All right, now, to tilt the front, or to tilt this seat forward, this is not a latch. If you have a stock truck, you have to reach down in here, and there is a latch down there. You grab a hold of it and pull. If you purchased an aftermarket latch, which I suggest, you'll have a tab up here. You just lift the tab up, which releases the latch, and then you roll forward. Okay, now for this larger seat, it has this felt that's going to be the front. I'm going to lean this forward, and we got to get this seat belt out of the way. I'm going to pull it forward, wrap it around. Headrest, this in between, and start pulling this down. Make sure your loop is on the outside, and of course you want to pull up with a clasp. Now I'm going to and tight on the front side. And good. Now we'll take this flap and tuck it behind. Taut, square it up. This is how it's attached. So you want to pull this out best you can to get it good and snug. Velcro on the back, so we're going to pull this up. Start in the middle. Pull that up. Pull the back tight and attach it. Looks like I'll be taking my gloves off. Move over to this side, pull, stretch, stretch, attach it. Same thing. Okay, there's that part. Tight, make sure we got a nice wrap. Kinks or anything. Looks good. All right, and just like on the front, tuck these to the tabs. Okay, now the last thing is you want to make sure you can get to your tab. Again, if you're full stock, I'm not sure what you'll have, but if you have this add-on, you'll actually have to tuck this behind so that you can, in fact, put this forward. Next, we'll attach the covers to the headrest. I'm going to get this put back first. All right, this little guy, no attachments or anything. Slides on it just like that. The other one, same thing. It doesn't have any Velcro. Okay, now we'll put these guys back. You don't have to push the tabs when installing unless you want to lower it, which I do. Okay, now we'll move on to the bottom. Lay it over it. I want to make sure all of the clips are on the outside of it. inside that. Now we're going to tuck this between them. Grab the seatbelt there, make sure it is up. Snug fit. Wrap this around, seatbelts over it. Okay. Lift up the seat. Go back around. All right, now we're going to reach up here and find tabs. One of the things I like to do is just make sure they're not twisted or anything. Probably not that big a deal, but seems like that's a bit of an angle, but we'll get them hooked first. Now, one of the things I notice is I naturally wanted to do this, so I'm going to put this down and around it. Makes it look a little more natural. Yeah, that's good alignment. Okay, and there's that one. Put it on the single seat. Now the pull tab for the single seat is over here on the side. Grab the loop, pull, and lean it forward. Now, we'll start by putting the back on. The other one. Do the Velcro. Careful not to hit yourself in the face like that. Okay. Again, watch where your tab is. There is a little slot right here. Find it. There we are. Pull the tab through. Okay, and like the other seat, this piece of Velcro, push through. Up, flap over and attach it. This one's a little smaller, so I'm going to start on one edge and work across instead of the middle. Push these in place like all the others. Tighten this one up a little bit. This corner a little. Alright. There we go. Now the headrest. Again, just like the other one. Symmetrical, no front or back. Okay, very good. Now we'll put the bottom on. On this side we have the jack. So we just got to tuck these in that space between the seat and the jack. Get to it. And there they are. Alright, so we attached the two front to back straps. Now we're doing the side to side. Just a repeat of the other seat.
That's going to wrap it up here for our review and install of the Proven Ground Premium Neoprene front and rear seat covers in black, fitting 2015 to 2020 F-150 Super Cabs and Super Cruise. Thank you for watching, and remember, for all things F-150, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.